Chapter 10. You bitch! Nagulat si Marley nang makita si Savannah paglabas ng banyo. She felt her disapproving glare all night. Pero hindi niya inaasahan na kukumprontahin siya nito sa labas ng banyo at sa mismong bahay ng magulang ni Darren. Isa lang ang nakita niyang rason kung bakit iba ang ipinapakita nitong pag-uugali sa kanya. Savannah knows that she's Darren's mistress. When she first arrived with Martin, she tried to think that Savannah's disapproving look was just a glitch on her judgment. But as the night goes, it didn't change. And worse, Savannah's here confronting her. Excuse me? Marley was offended by the word. Though this is not the first she was called by that certain name, she doesn't like even for a second to be called a bitch. Cause she's not. Gusto niyang sampalin ito o di kaya ilibing ang kuko sa makinis na mukha nito. Pero hindi siya violenteng tao. Minsan naisip niya kung anong nakita ng mga ito sa kanya at kung bakit ay dali ng mga itong bitawan ang masasakit na salita sa kanya. Don't act like you didn't know what I'm trying to say. Akala mo ba maitatago niyong dalawa ni Darren ang relasyon niyo? And for goodness sake, pregnant? Really? Akala mo ba maitatali mo si Darren sa'yo dahil lang dala-dala mo ang anak niya? Did he fail to tell you that he hated to have a child? Oh, he liked Alex, but he doesn't want to have his own. Marley tried to dismiss her words. Darren was attentive the moment he discovered she was pregnant. The moment when he first came with her during her checkups. Those emotions cannot be fake, and the situation might trust to Darren's, but she given him an out. No one's pointing a gun on him. You can't accuse me of anything. You should be talking to your husband instead of me. After all, he's the one who come to me and not the other way around. Sagot niya. Nagulat ito sa sinabi niya, pero mabilis na nakabawi si Savannah. You are really a bitch. Be careful with your words, Savannah. This bitch you are calling was the mistress of your husband. You might think that he had a problem with his judgment, or he really get attractive swans. Cause the way you are acting right now, he really became the definition of being a bitch. Itinaas ni Savannah ang kamay, pero mabilis na napigilin ito ni Marley, bago pa man tumama sa mukha niya. Hinigpatan niya ang pagkakahawak sa kamay nito habang hindi inaalis ang tingin sa babae. Marley was disappointed to see a wasted beauty in front of her. Yes, everything from her appearance was a perfection. Pero hindi kayang takpan ng panlabas na kagandahan ang masamang ugali. Binitiwan niya ang kamay nito bago nilagpasan. Pero bago pa man siya tuluyang makalayo ay narinig niya ang banta nito. Well, bring it on. She heard the worst and experienced it firsthand. What could she do more? Not unless she can magically conjure Jared in front of her. Then, that's another thing. Naupo si Marley sa tabi ng ama at pinilit na umaktong normal, na para bang hindi nangyari ang eksena kanina sa labas ng banyo. Sumunod ang tingin niya kay Savannah nang makabalik ito at naupo sa tabi ni Darren. Inihilig nito ang ulo sa balikat ni Darren at pinag-isa ang kamay ng dalawa. They are the picture of a perfect relationship. Sadly, she knows that they are not. You okay? Mahinang tanong ng ama sa tabi. Napatango si Marley. Of course. Matagal kayong nawala ni Savannah. It was not a question, pero alam niya ang ibig sabihin ng ama. Napabuntong hininga si Marley. Later, ang tanging sagot niya lang, hindi siya komportabling pag-usapan ang nangyari kanina kasama ang pamilya ni Darren. And then there's Darren looking at her as if she's not welcome here. Well, suck it up. Dahil hindi niya rin gusto ang pumunta dito. Nang sibihin ng ama na inimbitahan sila ng mga magulang ni Darren bilang selebrasyon matapos malaman ng mga ito ang tunay na relasyon nila ni Marley, ay muntik nang atakihin sa puso si Marley. Pero ayaw niyang maging bastos sa mga magulang ni Darren. And Amanda and Darius was nothing if not a kind and good host. Mula nang dumating sila ng ama, ay wala itong ipinakitang hindi maganda sa kanya. Kahit pa man ikwento ng ama ang una nilang pagkikita sa pinagtatrabahuhang bar in Daniel, she was the perfect sister anyone could ask for, except for being inquisitive. Darren's family is what she was dreaming of. And Alex? The cute boy who immediately captured Marley with his cute smile and charming look. Naisip niya kaagad ang magiging anak. Will he or she be look like her? Or mamamana nito ang kagwapuhan ni Darren? I'm gonna check for Alex. Do you want to come? You know, sooner or later, they will shift this conversation to business. You don't wanna be caught snoring, cause it's kinda boring, she added with a smile. Nag-isip si Marley ng isasagot. Daniel is kind, pero hindi siya komportabling sila lang dalawa. Her guilt was eating her inside, pero naisip niyang kaya yang tagalan ang makasama si Daniel, kesa sa mga tingin ni Darren. She was afraid that she's gonna throw herself at him. Of course, nakangiting sagot niya. You know she's pregnant, right? She didn't need to stay on her feet all night, saad ni Darren. Magsasalita na sana si Marley, pero mabilis niyang napigilan ang sarili, and was thankful that Daniel was there to save her. Like duh, I'm a woman, Darren, and in case you've forgotten, I also was on her situation. So yeah, save your lecture to Savannah or any other woman out there, she said dismissively. And at that moment, Marley knew that Daniel was her favorite person of all. Pinigilan niya ang sariling hindi mapangiti, pero base sa itsura ni Darren ay bigo siya. Sandali lang silang nagtagal sa kwarto ni Alex. Nang masigurong mahimbing pa rin ito sa pagtulog, ay dinala siya ni Daniel sa kwarto sa huli ng pasilyo. Pumasok sila at naupo sa malambot na kama. Tinignan ni Marley ang paligid at namangha siya. The room was manly, with black and gray dominating in every furniture. Even the silken sheets of the king-size bed was gray, and if she's thinking that she had the biggest room in her father's penthouse, it was nothing compared to this. It has everything, and judging from the other door, it must be the ensuite and the walk-in closet. Binagsak ni Marley ang katawan at tinanggal ang suot na sapatos gamit ang paa. Natawa si Daniel nang makita siya nito. You can spend the night here, suhestyon ni Daniel nang maupo ito sa tabi niya. Humiling si Marley. As much as that sound heavenly, hindi niya magawang matulog sa bahay ng magulang ni Daniel. Sa oras na malaman nila ang kaugnayan niya kay Darren, ay alam niyang mababago ang pakikitungo ng mga ito sa kanya. Isipin niya pa lang niya ay nasasaktan na siya. Ilang oras pa lang niyang nakakasalamuha ang mga ito, pero nagustuhan na niya ang pakikitungo ng mga ito sa kanya. She wanted their approval and opinion on her, but it's hard considering she was fucking Darren behind her back. Alam ko ang relasyon niyo ni Darren. Nagulat si Marley at bumangon siya sa tulong ni Daniel. Tinignan niya ito at hinintay ang masasakit na sasabihin. Marahil ito ang tunay na rason kaya siya nito gustong mapag-isa. Pero wala siyang nakitang galit o negatibong expression. You don't look mad? Tanong niya. Daniel looked puzzled. Bakit ako magagalit? Cause I'm your brother's whore. Christ, don't call yourself like that, Marley. And besides, you're my nephew's mother. Or is it a niece? Tanong nito. Marley tried to relax. This is the last thing on her mind. When the news broke out, inaasahan niya na magiging katulad ng ama ang reaksyon nito. Not that she was expecting Daniel to punch her, but a little animosity and rude words. Hindi niya inaasahan na tatanggapin siya nito. And Darren is married. At kung totoo ang ipinapakita nito sa kanya, marahil ay may problema dito. I'm not gonna blame you, Marley, or say rude words. Sinabi sa akin ni Darren ang lahat. Hindi maganda ang pagsasama nila ni Savannah, and I'm not saying just to justify his action, but I trust my brother. There must be reason why he pursue you. He did not pursue me, and it was unfair to put all the blame on Darren. Alam kong may asawa siya nang tinanggap ko ang proposition niya. Ako dapat ang umiwas. You don't look a materialistic person, Marley, which raises a very important question. Why did you not decline? Marley stared at Daniel before shifting her gaze. Natatakot siya na baka mabasa nito ang emosyon sa mga mata. She's a fool for falling to Darren, at hindi niya kailangan pang sabihan ng ibang tao. Attraction and security, she said truthfully. Love was never in her mind when she accepted Darren's proposition. Hindi niya din maalala kung kailan siya nahulog dito. Darren always put his emotions at bay. He fuck her and leave her. No sweet words, no cuddling. It was always rough and fast. He uses her, and she uses him. She know the drill. No love? Tanong nito. Napatingin si Marley sa katabi at napatawa si Marley. Only a fool will fall in love with a married man. Everything was sex. We use each other. Me being pregnant was never in the equation. And that end was we had, sagot niya. Darren being a control freak, it was a surprise na hindi nyo alam ang gender ng magiging anak nyo. Nakahinga ng maluwag si Marley sa mabilis na pag-iiba ng topic nila. Hindi ko gustong malaman. I want it to be a surprise. Maybe Darren's being considerate, sagot niya. Napatango si Daniel. It won't work for me. Gusto ko maging handa sa lahat, mula sa nursery o damit na bibilhin. Napangiti si Marley. This time without the awkwardness she felt earlier. Sometimes I was tempted to, and it's not helping that Darren tried everything just to persuade me to know the gender of our child. That's Darren for you. He was a control freak. He wanted to plan everything. He hated surprises. Marley smiled. That he is. Then she realized that Daniel did not answer his question. Why are you acting as if the news of me being pregnant was a welcome one? It is, but I wish Darren uses his head. The actual one and not under his pants before sleeping with you. I wanted him to have a reason to slow down at hindi puro trabaho ang iniisip. I'm afraid he gonna grow old faster than any of us. Marley blushed and Daniel only laughed at her. You're such an innocent, Daniel teases. Marley lost of word. Innocent? The word was the last thing she can think of when describing her. She can't even remember how it felt like. Her innocence had been corrupted from here. One was inside the prison and other is somewhere, whose shadow casting over her. On the other side, I want a divorce, Savannah. Darren sitting calm across Savannah in their spacious living room. They just got back from the dinner with his parents' house at alam niyang walang tamang panahon para kausapin ito. Maaari niya itong gawin bukas o susunod na araw, pero ganun pa rin ang resulta. Savannah will accept the divorce whether she want it or not. Umiling si Savannah bago inabot ang baso ng alak sa harap nito. Inubos nito ang laman bago tumingin ulit kay Darren. She looks sexy with her halter dress, but her makeup looks excessive for just a simple dinner. Savannah wanted to have the attention, even from the people who already know her. She looked at him with the tears brimming on her eyes. Darren felt guilt in an instant, but he reminded himself that this is the right thing to do. Not because he wanted to have Marley without restriction, or to have his child without others wagging their tongue of being born as an illegitimate, but to freed from expectations. Dante does things and expect him to suit up, and so does Savannah. But it will come to an end. You can't do this to me, Darren. Darren smiled and she frowned. How Darren loved to see that face, the look of utter disbelief from the face to the woman he called wife. Can't I? What would you do? Tatakbo ka ba sa ama mo, hihingi ng tulong, then threaten me? Yes, you know you can't let go of me, Darren. You need me, and so does my father. He will pull out his share on your company once you divorce me. At alam mo ang mangyayari kapag ginawa niya yun. And what does Marley have that I can't give you, Darren? You know you are overreacting because she's pregnant. Nagulat si Darren sa narinig. You know? Of course I know. I'm not blind, Darren. It's not enough that you stop having sex with me. You started sleeping on the other room. We had been married for years, Darren, and trust a woman who knows the insatiable libido of his husband, that he's not gonna stay celibate for too long. And I accepted it, knowing you just trying to scratch an itch. Then it lasted months, and it became year. And now she's pregnant? Really, Darren? You didn't stuck me a fool for forgetting to use protection? I'm no fool, Savannah. It was an accident, he said defensively. And for the other things, I have nothing to say. You know everything, and I'm not gonna feed you with false promises. Kalimutan mo na siya, Darren. Kaya kong ibigay ang kailangan mo. Hindi mo kailangang kumuha ng bayarang babae. At ano na lang ang sasabihin ng iba, ng ama ko, at lalong-lalong na ang pamilya mo. Don't tell me that when it was you selling your body to your father's investor, he roared. His body vibrated with anger that he wanted to strangle the woman in front. Savannah's surprise hadn't last long, and the woman had the nerve to smile. Kinuha nito ang baso niya na hindi pa rin nababawasan ang laman bago sumandal ito sa sofa at pinag-cross ang hita. Para lang itong nanonood ng palabas sa telebisyon. She looked amused as if they weren't talking about her infidelity and whoring. Parehas lang tayo, Darren. You sell your body to me in exchange of saving the company. Don't act so high and mighty. Just because I had sex with different people, one or two, it is still the same. You sell your body to get what you wanted just like mine. And if it wasn't for that bitch, you'd still be sleeping on our marital bed and spend the night with hot and sweaty sex with me. She smiled seductively, but the only thing that Darren feels was to shiver at the thought. Don't call the mother of my child a whore. And if it wasn't for Marley, I wouldn't know everything. I will stay a blind fool. At hindi ko alam kung tapat ka din ba sa relasyon na to. As far as I know, those pictures dated after we married. Tumayo si Savannah at hinawakan ang magkabilang pisngi niya. She made him look at her while her body plastered on him. But he hadn't felt anything except disgust. I did things that I'm not proud of, Darren. Things that I'm out of control. Alam mo yan. Dahil narito ka sa harap ko at hinihiling na hiwalayan kita. Pero hindi kailangang pairalin ang emosyon natin. Dahil lang may mga pangyayaring hindi natin inaasahan. You can forget it. The same way I can pretend that Marley hadn't existed. Bigyan mo siya ng pera para lumayo o kahit ano. I don't care. As long as she's out of our lives. Tinulak ni Darren si Savannah. Ilang segundo niya ring tinitigan ang babae. At ang kaunting awa na nararamdaman niya dito ay nawala na parang bula. Tumayo siya at pinalansya ang damit. Give me what I wanted, Savannah, or those pictures will find this place on the hand of all magazines and newspaper in town. Alam kong wala kang pakialam, pero isipin mo ang mangyayari sa kumpanya ng ama mo. Marahil anak ka niya, pero alam kong hindi magugustuhan ni Dante na malaman ng lahat kung paano niya nakukuha ang investor sa kumpanya niya. Sa unang pagkakataon ay nawala ang inosenteng ekspresyon sa mukha ng asawa. Napalitan ito ng takot at kalaunan ay galit. She even tried to scratch him, pero mabilis na naiwas ni Darren ang mukha. Darren shook his head as Savannah slowly showing the real side of her. You cannot pay for this, Darren. And that whore, remember that. Banta nito pagkatapos ay iniwan siya nito. Nanatili si Darren na nakatayo sa gitna ng sala at nakatingin sa ngayon ay nakasarang pinto. He can't stay the night here. Darren picked up his keys and locked the house. Before driving on his parents' house, he arrived and let inside by his mother, much to his surprise. Kadalasan ay ito pa nga ang nauunang matutulog. Why are you here, Darren? At nasaan si Savannah? Ilang segundo ang lumipas bago makasagot si Darren. Nag-away kami. Tumango ang ina. Alam ni Darren na kahit ina niya ito ay ayaw nitong makialam sa away nila ni Savannah. And Darren was thankful for that. He had enough talk for the day. Gusto na niyang magpahinga. Bakit hindi pa kayo natutulog? Tanong niya sa ina habang naglalakad sa pasilyo. Don't think too much, Darren. Hindi ko lang napansin ang oras. Naaaliw ako sa kwento ni Martin tungkol kay Marley. Sagot ng ina. They're still here? Yes. Napahinto si Darren sa paglalakad. By the looks of his mother's face, Martin hasn't told them the truth. But if not now, when? He can't depend on Martin's mercy. He need to take the first step. As a man who loved to take control, he's depending too much on some people these days. Naabutan nila ang ama at tito niya na nagtatawanan, pero hindi nakaligtas sa kanya ang makahulugang tingin na ibinigay nito. Napabuntong hininga si Darren. Gusto niyang sigawan ito at ipakita na ginagawa niya ang lahat. Hindi niya nagugustuhan na kailangan niya pang kausapin ito bago makita si Marley. Pakiramdam niya ay naibalik siya sa pagiging binata sa ginagawa nito sa tuwing kakausapin niya si Marley. I need to go now. It's late at ayokong abutin ng antok sa daan. Saad ni Martin at tumayo. Sinundan niya ito nang makarating sila sa labas at nanatili lang sa pinto ang magulang ay tinanong niya ito. What about Marley? Your sister set her up on one of the guest room. But I'm warning you, Darren, no playing behind our back. Gustong matawa ni Darren sa huling sinabi nito. He was what? 26. Yet the man had the nerve to tell him that? On his parents' house? He will not be tiptoeing around the house looking for Marley and then be denied. He can rest assured on that. Napatango na lang si Darren. Hinintay niyang makapasok ang tito sa loob ng sasakyan nito bago pumasok. Hindi na niya nakita ang magulang at inisip na lamang na marahil ang nagpapangihinga na ang mga ito. Umakyat si Darren at pumasok sa kwarto. Nagulat siya nang makita si Marley sa kama at mahimbing na natutulog. Though the light was turned off, the moonlight was enough to let him see her face. Not her or Daniel had bothered to close the drape, and Darren was thankful for that. It was magical, and Darren didn't waste any time to remove his clothes and left only these boxers and lie beside Marley. Marley wake up with a start. Binuksan niya ang mata upang tignan ang dahilan at nagulat siya nang makita si Darren. Naisip niyang baka nananaginip lang siya at kinurot niya pa ang sarili, dahilan upang mapangiti ang lalaki. This is not a dream, Marley. I'm sorry for waking you up. Go back to sleep, he said before grabbing her and hugged her with ease, just not to feel her uncomfortable with protruding belly. Marley let out a satisfied sigh before snuggling on him, letting her smell his manly scent. Loving the feeling of this hard body surrounding her. And if she wasn't sleepy, God knows, what will she do? With those days that she hadn't saw him, she really miss him so much, even if it's wrong. She fall asleep thinking of his hard body plastered on her, and future she kept of dreaming for her and her child. Chapter 11. Where do you go? Amanda asked as Darren entered the dining room. All pair of eyes were on him, even Marley, who was silently sitting beside his beaming sister. She looks uncomfortable, and Darren wished he knows why. He sat in front of Marley after kissing his mother and his sister and greeted them a simple good morning. May importante lang akong pupuntahan, sagot ni Darren. Tinignan ni Darren si Marley at napansin niyang nilalaro lang nito ang pagkain. Maaga siyang nagising at iniwan ito sa kama. It was a difficult decision to leave Marley on his bed. It was one of the best sleep he ever had. He liked her body plastered on him, the familiar scent of her skin, and the sweet smell of her hair. It was a pure torture not to take her that night. But he doesn't want her to feel uncomfortable, and Marley is not a silent lover. So, it was a big no. Maaga niyang pinuntahan si Dante sa bahay nito. Savannah was there when he told him what he wanted. Their talk was productive, to say the least. Hindi niya inaasahan na papayag kaagad si Dante sa gusto niya. Maybe he left Dante out of choice when he displayed the photograph of Savannah in a compromising position. But Dante is not a man easily threatened. Gagawa ito ng paraan para hindi mapunta sa alanganing sitwasyon. Pero kung ano man ang rason nito ay wala na siyang pakialam. His lawyer already filed the petition, and he had no worry that Savannah would not cooperate once the paper is served. He wanted to be that fast. A month or two was the timeline given to him by the lawyer if everything goes smoothly. They signed a prenup before getting married, so nothing to worry about when it comes to everything he owned, except well for the marital house. The house which he would gladly give to Savannah. Did you sleep well? Kanina lang sinabi ng kapatid mo na sa kwarto mo pala natulog si Marley, wika ng ina. Tinignan ni Darren si Daniel at nakita niya ang ngiti sa mga labi nito at may ideya na si Darren kung bakit hindi komportable si Marley sa tabi nito, and he want to strangle his sister for putting Marley in an uncomfortable position. Not that he was complaining that Marley was on his room last night, cause that's the last thing he wanted to do. Gusto niya lang masunod ang lahat sa plano niya. And now, Marley was waiting for the axe to fall. Kahit alam ni Darren na hindi sasabihin ng kapatid sa magulang ang relasyon nila ni Marley, inaasahan pa rin ni Marley na ilalagay niya ito sa alanganin na sitwasyon. I slept on the guest room, and I was tired so it doesn't matter where will I sleep. But it was one of the best sleep I had, to answer your question. Makahulugan niyang sagot, and Marley blushed at the response. The table became silent when everyone focused on eating. Darren cleaned up his plate in record time. He realized he was starving. "Don't you like the food, Iha?" Tanong ng ama ni Darren nang mapansin si Marley na hindi kumakain. Marley looked horrified at the question, and Darren smiled at the sight. Hindi alam ni Marley ang isasagot sa matanda. Sa huli ay umiling ito at kumain. Sinundan ng mga mata ni Darren ang bawat galaw at ng pagsubo nito, and simple gesture of eating had an unusual effect on his body. He suddenly turned hungry, not for food, but at the woman in front of him. Napakunot noo siya nang may sumipas sa paa niya. Tinignan niya si Marley sa pag-aakalang ang babae ang gustong kumuha ng atensyon niya, pero nanatili itong nakayuko at kumakain. Nabaling ang atensyon niya sa kapatid at pinandilatan siya ng mga mata nito. "What?" he mouthed. Hindi ito sumagot pero iminuso nito si Alex na seryosong nakatitig sa kanya. Hindi maipaliwanag ni Darren kung bakit siya kinabahan sa tingin ni Alex. "May problema ba, Alex? Ayaw mo din ba sa food?" Tanong niya na pilit inaalis ang hindi maipaliwanag na pakiramdam. "May gusto po ba kayo kay Tita Marley?" Inosenteng tanong nito. Parang nabato si Darren sa kinauupuan. Panandali ang natahimik ang usapan sa buong mesa at nabasag lamang ang katahimikan nang maubo si Marley sa iniinom nito. "Okay ka lang, Iha?" Nag-aalalang tanong ng ina ni Darren. Tumango ito. "Okay lang po. Hindi ko lang inaasahan ang tanong ni Alex." "Maging ako din." "Alex, saan mo ba nakuha ang ideya na yan?" Tanong ni Amanda sa apo. "Tito Darren looking at tita the same way Papu look at you." Inosenteng sagot nito. And Darren's cheeks heated. Kung sa ibang pagkakataon lang ay tatawanan niya ang pamangkin sa pagiging observant nito. But it was not funny when he was at the receiving end of his nephew's inquisitive eyes. Tinignan niya ang pamilya at nakatingin ito sa kanya. Maging si Marley ay hinintay ang isasagot niya. Walang salitang mabuo sa isip niya. "Baby, Tito is just being the typical male. You know when they so beautiful woman, they can't help themselves not to stare at them." Paliwanag ni Daniel. Darren was thankful for her sister at hindi nalalayo sa katotohanan ang sagot nito. Kahit pa man nakasuot si Marley ng maternity dress, nasa tangin ni Darren ay pahiram lang ng kapatid. Her hair was tied in a ponytail, and some tendrils fall on her face. Her face was bare with makeup. Still, she was effortlessly beautiful. "What about the baby's daddy?" "I have no daddy, tita." Sumbong nito nang humarap kay Marley. Mukhang maiiyak ito and Marley touched his small face and smiled. Napatingin si Marley sa kanya. Alam niyang humihingi ito ng tulong. Hindi lang sa tanong ni Alex sa kanya. Walang alam si Marley sa tunay na ama ni Alex. And Alex was too young to know Marcio. Daniel's previous marriage was a memory they wanted to leave on the past. "Alex, we already talked about this. Your daddy was so far that he can't be with us. We'll have to wait for him. And for tita, well..." Tinignan nito si Marley. She take a deep breath before plastering a smile to Alex. "Alex, tita and baby's daddy had a little tiff, so that's why he's not with me. But maybe next time, when well met." "Okay," paliwanag ni Marley. Tumango si Alex. "Okay po." Ngumiti si Marley tsaka ginulo ang buhok ng bata. Bumalik ulit sila sa pagkain. Darren likes the way Marley handles Alex. And based on his family's reaction, they also like her answer. Hindi niya alam kung may nabanggit ba si Marley o di kaya ang tito niya sa mga magulang dahil tumango lang ang mga ito. They knew or they were just being polite. Darren hoping for the latter, but her last word made him frown. Was Marley had another man? Maybe the real father? No, he knows he is the father of her child. But how can Marley said that without knowing that he's planning on divorcing Savannah? Wala siyang sinabi dito. The idea of her with another man put him in rage, but he's controlling his emotion. May tamang lugar upang komprontahin si Marley at hindi dito iyon. Are you gonna still stay silent for the whole duration of the trip? Tanong ni Darren na hindi inaalis ang tingin sa daan. Nagpresenta ito ang maghahatid sa kanya. And Marley did not object. They needed to talk. Marley let out a sigh. She think of it carefully. Nang magising siya kanina at wala na rin si Darren sa tabi niya, at na-disappoint siya pero hindi nagulat. May asawa ito, at kung anumang dahilan kung bakit natulog ito sa bahay ng mga magulang kagabi, ay wala siyang pakialam doon. Hindi siya pwedeng umasa na mayroong kahahantungan ang ginagawa nila ni Darren. Yes, she was his child's mother, at dapat hanggang doon lang ang relasyon nila. Hindi niya dapat hayaan na halikan siya nito, o di kaya ay matulog katabi nito. They were blurring the line. She loved Darren with all her heart and soul, pero ang pagmamahal niya ay walang lugar para dito. May asawa ito, at kung magkaroon man ng milagro at hiwalayan nito ang asawa, ay walang kasiguraduhan na mamahalin siya ni Darren. Kung nagiging malapit man ito sa kanya, yun ay dahil ipinagbubuntis niya ang anak nito. Alam niya ang opinyon ni Darren sa kanya. She was just a whore he picked because he was bored. His dark secret to his family, and it will never change. And looking at them, spending time with his family, made her felt guilty. She was deceiving them. Hindi siya kilala ng mga ito. She's not the innocent and sweet woman they perceive. She's a whore and a liar. And as much as his sister acts that there's nothing wrong being his brother's mistress, how long will it last? Maybe she was good because Marley was pregnant. She was just following his brother. But Marley was tired of playing a role. Okay, so we're back to being a stranger again, he muttered. No, there's no going back. Because that's what we are, Darren. A stranger. Sagot niya nang hindi tumitingin dito. Darren cursed before stopping the car and reversed it before turning and then back to driving. Marley was lost of words. Hindi niya alam kung saan siya dadalhin ito. Tinignan ni Marley ang labas at habang tumatagal ang biyahe, ay nagiging pamilyar sa kanya ang daan. Papunta sila ngayon sa beach house. What are we doing here, Darren? Tanong ni Marley na hindi maalis sa isip ang sari-saring alaala nila dito sa bahay. Lalong-lalo na ang gabi na pinagsaluhan nila. Ang gabi na naging dahilan sa pagkawala ng masamang panaginip niya. We're gonna have this long-awaited talk. Sagot nito. Okay, pagsang-ayon ni Marley. Dahil yun din ang gusto niyang gawin ang mag-usap sila. Huminto si Darren sa tapat ng bahay and Marley can't help not to smile as Manang Rosa was standing on the porch looking at them. Tinulungan siya ni Darren na makababa sa sasakyan nito. Mabilis na nilapitan ni Marley ang matanda at niyakap ito. She really miss her at ang mga luto nito. Iha, buti at nakabalik ka. Maluha-luha nitong saad. Manang namiss kita, wika ni Marley. Niyakap niya ulit ang matanda at natawa ito sa ginawa. Manang Rosa was one of the few people she trusted and liked. She sometimes think of her and the house whenever she paints. And her works. Hindi niya alam kung narito pa rin iyon o baka may itinapon na ito ni Darren nang umalis siya. Darren, tutunga ka na lang ba dyan? Tanong ni Manang. Nilingon ni Marley ang lalaki at nakita niyang nakangiti ito habang nakatingin sa kanilang dalawa. Buti at napansin pa ninyo ako. Saad nito na naroon ang pagtatampo. Umiling si Manang at hinila ito. Ikaw talagang bata ka. Saad nito bago hinalikan ang magkabilang pisngi at niyakap. Nakangiti silang pumasok sa bahay at dinala ng mga paa sa kusina. Hindi alam ni Marley kung sinabihan ba ni Darren ang matanda na darating sila. Dahil sa pagkain na nakahanda sa harap nila. Manang, para kanino po yung mga pagkain na yan? Tanong ni Marley. Napabuntong hininga ito. Alam mo namang hindi maaasahan si Darren pagdating sa kusina, kaya nag-iiwan ako ng pagkain sa ref dahil napapadalas na ang pagpunta niya dito, sagot ni Manang. Napatingin si Marley kay Darren, pero nagkibit balikat lang ito. Gutom ka na? Tanong nito. Nang umiling si Marley ay nagpatuloy ito sa pagsasalita. Okay lang ba sa'yong mag-usap na tayo? Or you can rest, I know you easily get tired. Darren looked at her thoughtfully. He looks tired, but it didn't diminish his gorgeous look. and his stubble that only add to his rugged look. Marley wanted to run her palm on his cheek and felt the hair, pero pinigilan niya ang sarili. Nagpunta sila sa home office ni Darren dahil nasa unang palapag lang ito ng bahay. Ayaw nitong umaakyat siya sa hagdan. Gusto sanang paalalahanan ni Marley si Darren na buntis siya at hindi imbalido, pero hinayaan na lang niya ito. Pinaupo siya nito sa sofa at inabutan ng bote ng tubig. Nanatili itong nakatayo sa harapan niya, at kung tinitingala na nga niya ito kapag nakatayo siya, ano pa kaya gayong nakaupo siya? Pwede bang maupo ka, Darren? Ang sakit sa liig na tinitingala ka, wika ni Marley. Napailing ito bago naupo sa kaharap niya. Naghihintay si Marley kung sino ang unang magsasalita. They wanted to talk, pero ilang minuto din ang lumipas ay wala pa ring nagsalita. Tumikhim si Marley upang sabihin dito na siya na ang unang magsasalita. Tumango si Darren. His looks passive at hindi mabasa ni Marley ang iniisip nito. She knows that this needs to be done. Hindi pwedeng habang buhay na lang siyang maghihintay. And what about her child? Will he or she be able to have a normal childhood? Or he she be remain the dark secret of Darren? I spent an enough amount of time with this decision, Darren. So please let me talk. And if you don't like what you're gonna hear, just let me finish first, okay? Hinintay ni Marley na sumang-ayon sa kanya si Darren bago nagpatuloy sa pagsasalita. Gusto kong hindi muna tayo magkita o di kaya ay mag-usap hanggat hindi pa ako nanganganak. Please, let me talk first, Darren. Wika niya nang gustong putulin ni Darren ang pagsasalita niya. His face was dark at alam ni Marley na hindi nito nagustuhan ang narinig. We're blurring the line here, Darren. Tapos na ang relasyon natin. O kung yan man ang meron tayo noon nang palayasin mo ako. That night, we shared here was a mistake and shouldn't happen. You're married and we can't continue this. Sleeping together and kissing is not right. So we should stop this and we can talk with each other after our child born and be civil with each other. Darren stared at her for a moment before touching his jaw. It might hurting from his clenching and unclenching of his jaw. You waste your morning sleep for this pathetic speech? Marahas nitong tanong. Napatayo si Marley at nakakuyom ang kamay sa magkabilang gilid. She glared at Darren for telling her that he of all people should understand where she was coming from. How could you say that? You're married, Darren. You can't just kiss or sleep with dahil lang sa gusto mo? Paano gusto ko? Sa palagay mo ba, gusto ko ang setup natin? Ang tawaging kabit? Bitch? Whore? Sabihin mo, Darren, dahil hindi ko alam kung saan lulugar. Sa isang iglap lang ay nakalapit si Darren sa kanya. Nakahawak ito sa magkabilang braso niya at nakatingin sa kanya. He looks spittingly mad. You think this is easy on me too? I was torn between you and commitment to my family. I had my life carefully planned. Then you came and rocked my world upside down. Now I'm on the verge of failing the company I worked so hard. Dahil lang sa'yo. I will not let you stay away from me. Remember that, Marley. You are mine. Tinulak ni Marley si Darren. I'm not a property, Darren. You can't just own me dahil lang sa sinabi mo. Yes, I can. And it's too late to be righteous, Marley. And why are you doing this, Marley? May iba ka bang lalaki? Ano bang pinagsasasabi mo, Darren? Naguguluhan niyang tanong. You told Alex that you next time when you meet, you will be with the baby's father. As far as I know, I'm the baby's father. At hindi pa ako handang sabihin sa pamilya ko ang tungkol sa inyo ng magiging anak ko. Hindi mapigilan ni Marley na mapangiti. Pero alam niyang hindi naman ito umabot sa mga mata niya. Darren frowned and put his fingers under his chin and raised his head. They are looking at each other. At kita ni Marley na hindi nito nagustuhan ang pagtawa niya. I don't know if all businessmen this dance or just you. Darren's face darkened. I have no other man, Darren. And even if I have, it's none of your fucking business. Marley knows not to poke the bear. Maybe she was out of her goddamn mind. Or she was playing with fire. Who would want to see Darren Montefalco lose his control? Stop this game, Marley, and answer my question. He growled. Hindi ganon kalayo ang mukha nito sa kanya. Nadarama niya ang mainit na hininga nito sa mukha niya. Kung gagalaw si Marley ay maaaring maglapat ang mga labi nila. the smell of his breath and soap making her dizzy with need. Hormones. That's the reason of her thinking like a wanton woman. She take a deep breath and erase those dark erotic thoughts and focus on the important matter. They needed to talk, and she should learn how to control her hormones. Hindi palaging nasa ibang dimension ang isip niya sa tuwing malapit ito. That was a one-time thing, Darren. Your action speaks for yourself. Hindi mo gusto na naroon ako at nakikihalubilo sa pamilya mo. A whore and your bitch you pick because you are bored? You were afraid I might muddle your family. So that answer makes sense at the time, she explained. You're not a whore and a bitch, Marley. Salamat at nabago ang opinion mo sa akin, she said with false smile. And it's not that I don't want you there. I'm just not comfortable with Savannah and you being on the same room. Napansin mo ba kanina sa habang kumakain kayo? Did you see me being hostile and giving you this approving look? No, of course, because I like what I saw. Umiling si Marley. Darren grinned and his face lit up. I like seeing you with my family, Marley, and like being with you, so please, stop pushing me cause it's useless, he whispered. His words was soft and sensuous on her ear, and she knew that Darren doesn't want to talk anymore. Tinulak niya si Darren. She's just a woman with a raging hormone and can't withstand Darren's seduction. Darren held her to the place, not letting her go. He whispered words that she can't follow before claiming her lips. It takes a seconds before she comes to her senses. Tinulak niya si Darren. I can't continue this, Darren. Can't we be civil with each other? She asked quickly. I'm tired of thinking about the future, of my child's future, of what tomorrow will bring to me. Sooner or later, you're gonna have your own family, and God knows what will happen to me and my child. I just don't want to get attached and end up hurting once again. When you hurt me for the first time, I don't have the time to wallow because of the child I'm carrying, and I can take a risk now. What I did to you was unforgivable. Hindi ko mapapatawad ang sarili ko kung may mangyayaring masama sa inyo ng anak ko, but I will not make the same mistake once again. I'm not going anywhere, Marley. The sooner you accepted, that the easier all of this will become. You are married, Darren, at hindi ako mananatiling bilang kabit mo. Ano na lang ang mukhang ihaharap ko sa magiging anak natin? You will not, Marley, but that doesn't mean you're free to go. You are mine, and your place is by my side, he said before silencing her, using his mouth. Chapter 12. Wow! This is a dream nursery room, Marley, puri ni Luna sa kanya. Umikot si Luna at tinignan ang kabuuan ng kwarto. This is one of the guest room of the house, and Marley converted it as the nursery room dahil malapit lang sa master's bedroom. She painted the room with neutral color dahil hindi niya pa alam ang gender ng magiging anak niya. And the baby furniture has been ordered online. It was cheap but lovely and sturdy. She bought bodysuits and sleepwear and some necessary things for a newborn baby and was planning to add after the baby is born. Wala akong maisip na gawin. I had so much time to spend here, sagot niya. She painted and finished a 4 arts that she was planning on putting here. It was a far cry compared to her father's work of art, but she was proud of hers, and also Martin. He helped her and given her tips, at napansin niya ang pinag-iba sa mga gawa niya noon. Naupo siya sa rocking chair, samantalang sa stool katabi ng crib na upo si Luna. She's looking at her intently, and Marley fight the urge to look at other direction, other than at her friend. Alam niyang iniisip nito kahit hindi magsalita si Luna. Kitang-kita niya ang pag-aalala sa mukha nito. Are you okay with the setup? Akala ko ay mananatili ka sa kondo ng papa mo hanggang sa mga anak ka. Tumango si Marley. Yan ang unang plano niya bago pa man siya dalhin ni Darren dito at nag-usap sila. She likes the attention her father given to her, the easy access to hospital, and all basic necessities. Pero nang makabalik siya dito ay doon lang niya naisip ang kaibahan dito at sa syudad. She likes the silence and the fresh air here compared to air and noise pollution in the city. They doesn't have a neighbor at least for a couple of miles, but that's okay to her. She loved this place, and if Darren has no objection, she wanted to stay here and preferably raise their child here. I like it here. I love the beach. I love the house and the quiet life here, sagot niya sa kaibigan. Luna snored. Pero mas mahal mo yung may-ari ng bahay. And don't bother to deny it. Kitang-kita sa mukha. Sa tuwing binabanggit mo ang pangalan niya. You're playing house, Marley, and I'm afraid you'll get hurt once again, she said as concern written all over her face. Natuto na ako, Luna. I don't expect that Darren will love me. And I'm okay with that. As long as he maintained the constant figure on our child's life, then there's nothing I will ask from him. Her lie came easily out from her mouth. Tell that to yourself, then maybe you will believe it, she retorted. And did it ever cross your mind that he will have his own family? A child to complete his family? Ilang ulit na bayang sumagi sa isip ni Marley. At kahit ayaw niyang mangyari ito, alam niyang darating ang araw na magkakaanak si Darren at Savannah. Of course, at kung dumating ang panahon na iyan, alam kong pananatilihin pa rin nito ang relasyon ng magiging anak namin. He may not be the man for me, but I believe that he will be the best father to our child, she said a little bit defensively. Okay, I'm sorry. Ngumiti si Marley. It's okay, alam kong concerned ka lang. I know you hated to see me cry again, and I may not promise you that it will not happen. But if I can help it, I will. She smiled as she said the last word. She wanted to shift the mood of their conversation. Tumango si Luna. Sinabi mo yan, pangatawanan mo. So now, let's go back to the living room. Alam mong bili ni Darren na huwag kang aakyat sa hagdan. I'm your Obi, and I know it will not harm you to take the stairs. But I'm scared of Darren. Tumawa si Marley sa huling sinabi nito. Lumabas sila ng kwarto at pababa na sana ng hagdan nang makita niya si Darren na nakatayo sa dulo. Umiling ito, and Marley smiled, hoping it will get out of trouble. Pero hindi ito umubra kay Darren. You really know how to put my patience on test, Marley, he muttered and then picked her up. Darren stepped inside his parents' house and felt a nervous wreck. Kahapon pa siya tinawagan ng abogado niya na pinirmahan na ni Savannah ang papeles at maghihintay na lamang para aprobahan. Alam niyang anong oras ay malalaman ng pamilya niya ang tungkol sa divorce. Gusto niyang sa kanya manggaling ang balita. And maybe this is the right time to tell them everything. Oh Darren, it was a surprise to see you here. Bungad ng ina at saka niyakap at hinalikan siya sa pisngi. May importante lang akong gustong sabihin sa inyo ni Papa. The smile on her mother's face immediately lost and replaced with concern. Darren hated to see her worrying, but it would worse if they heard it from others. O siya, doon tayo sa den dahil mukhang seryoso at pribado ito. Tumango si Darren sa suhestyon ng ina. Naglakad sila at naabutan nila ang ama na abalang nagbabasa ng diaryo. His face was stress-free. He looks healthy being stayed at home. If only Darren can make problem go away. Darius, narito ang anak natin at gusto tayong kausapin. May halong pag-aalala ang boses ng ina. Hindi rin masisi ni Darren ito. Nang huling mangyari ang ganitong pag-uusap, ay sinabi niya sa mga ito na tinatanggap niya ang kondisyon ni Dante. During the course of his marriage, he pretended that everything going well, maging ang magulang kalaunan ay natanggap din ang desisyon niya maliban sa kapatid. Naupo sila ni Darren at pinagsalikop ang mga kamay. He was nervous, not because of the divorce but the effect of it. Ilang henerasyon nang niya ang pamilya ang namamalakad ng kumpanya. It was the legacy and the heritage of the present and future generation, and he might be the reason for the fall of it. But he can't stay married for Savannah for so long. Marley coming to his life made him realize how he was living a hollow life. He was not alone, but he was lonely. He can't comprehend his feeling. He's not sure that he's in love with her, but one thing is for sure, losing Marley is not an option. What is it, son? Tanong ng ama matapos itabi ang binabasa. Darren drew a deep breath and exhaled loudly, earning a curious glance from his parents. I'm divorcing Savannah. Wika niya. Tinignan niya ang mga magulang. Tahimik ang mga ito na nakatingin bago ibinalik sa kanya ang atensyon. They are not surprised as what he expected. Ang ina niya ang unang nakabawi. Are you sure? Hindi sa kina-question ko ang desisyon mo, pero akala ko ay maayos kayo ni Savannah, tanong nito. No, we're not. I'm just trying to act dahil ayokong mag-alala kayo. At first ay akala ko kaya kong tagalan ang pagpapanggap. Heck, I made it for the last 5 years. Pero hindi ko pala kaya. Tapat niyang sagot sa magulang. Did you met someone? Tanong ng ama. Trust his father to be direct. Ilang sandaling natahimik si Darren at iniisip ang magiging sagot. Sa huli ay iisa pa rin ang lumalabas. Tama ang tito niya nang pagbintangan siya nito. He kept Marley for so long. Like she was his dirty little secret. Or maybe she was for a very long time. Pero hindi deserve ni Marley yun. Siya ang tipo ng babae na dapat ipinagmamalaking makasama. He felt bad as he looked back and remember how he treated her. He will pay it for the rest of his life. And it will start now. Yes, I'm not sure of my feeling for her though. All I know was that I don't want to lose her. Does it make sense? Does my decision worth it? Tanong ni Darren. You may be underselling your feeling. You wouldn't break your marriage for some unknown feelings, his mother consoled him. What about the company? Alam kong tatanggalin ni Dante ang investment nito, pati ang financial aid sa ginawa ko. Puno ng pag-aalala ang boses ni Darren. Ilang saglit na natahimik ang magulang niya sa nag-iisip ng angkop na sasabihin. He fist his knuckles, knowing he disappointed them. And not only that, he let them down. All their hopes was given to the wrong person. I read the financial report for the last 5 years, and you made it successful more than I ever had. Sinabi mong pinirmahan na ni Alexander ang kontrata? I'm sure we can still stand our ground, even after Dante pulled out his investments. Saad ni Darius na walang alam sa laki ng problema ni Darren. Darren combed his hair with his fingers and hardly tugged it out. It was painful, yet it was nothing compared to the thought of losing the company, or losing Marley. There's one more thing, he said slowly, trying to think of how soften the blow. Pero wala siyang ibang maisip na paraan, kundi diretsahang sabihin sa mga ito. Pwede bang sabihin mo ng lahat ng gusto mong sabihin? Pinag-aalala mo kami, Darren, pakiusap ng ina. Tito Martin threatened to pull out his investment. He said and wished he could take them back after witnessing the emotions on his father's face. What? Why? Martin is a good friend. Hindi niya gagawin iyan, Darren. His father's voice booms inside the room. He was angry, and it was unfair on Martin to be the receiving end of this father's emotions. He was mad at me, pa. You see, the girl I was talking was Marley. Walang masabi ang magulang niya. They just stared at him as if there's another head sprang from him. He can't blame them though. It was too much to comprehend all at once. Wow! Pinaypay ng ina niya ang kamay nito sa sarili. Hindi makapaniwala sa mga narinig. I did not see this coming. Yeah, tell me about it. His father seconded. You must be out of your mind, Darren. She was pregnant. And what about the baby's father? You throwing your marriage for someone who had already pregnant as a man? The man, Marley's baby? It's mine. It was too late before Darren realized what happened, and his father's fist connected on his jaw. Ngayon lang niya napatunayan na kaibigang tunay nga ang ama at Tito Martin niya. Matapos makausap ang magulang ay dumiretso si Darren sa bahay at tinawagan na lamang ang assistant niya na i-reschedule ang meeting niya. He felt like walking on the cloud nine after talking to his parents, but the sting on his jaw was still there. Hindi niya inaasahan na may tinatagong lakas. His father was spittingly mad, and even voicing his support if Martin will pull out his investment. His mother asking him to understand his father's reaction, and Darren understand his father and Tito Martin. The burden was finally lifted off from his shoulder. but not totally disappeared. Kailangan pa niyang kausapin ang ama ni Marley. Ang makiusap dito na huwag umalis sa kumpanya. It takes 2 months from the complete dissolution of his marriage from Savannah, and that should appease him. Pero hindi niya lang iyon ginawa dahil yun ang gusto nito. He wanted Marley and him to have a shot of being a real family. Naabutan niya si Marley na nagpipinta sa nursery room. Kinausap na niya itong huwag umakyat sa hagdan, ay kung may kailangan ay sabihin na lang kay Manang. Napabuntong hininga na lang siya sa katigasan ng ulo nito. Napalingon sa kanya si Marley, and Darren fight the urge to smile back. Kahit pa man gusto niya. He wanted Marley to take his words seriously. The past few days was something he did not imagine. It was full of happiness and a smile. It feels like he was living in other man's life. This was not the sort of the thing he imagined. Iniisip niyang mananatili siyang nakatali kay Savannah. Pero heto siya ngayon, naghihintay ng araw kung saan malaya na siyang angkinin si Marley and claim their child. "You woman will be the death of me," he said and stride the room and pick her up. Napasigaw si Marley sa takot at iniikot ang braso sa leeg niya. "Ibaba mo nga ako, Darren," wika niya. Hindi ito pinansin ni Darren, sa halip ay nagpatuloy siya sa paglalakad. "Darren, ibaba mo na ako, kaya kong maglakad. At sobrang laki ko, baka mabitawan mo ako." Huminto si Darren sa gitna ng hagdan at tinignan si Marley. He tried to make his expression serious. "Are you implying that I'm old?" He failed to hide his emotion when Marley was grinning at her. "Of course not. Concerned lang ako sa iyo." Darren grinned and kissed her lips, quickly before resuming to walk. Binuksan niya ang kwarto na ginagamit ngayon ni Marley at nilagay si Marley sa gitna. Isa-isang tinanggal ni Darren ang damit hanggang sa boxer na lang niya ang naiwan. Hindi nakaligtas sa paningin niya ang sunod-sunod na paglunok na ginawa ni Marley. Nanatili pa rin itong nakahiga at hindi gumagalaw. He joined her on the bed and Marley's eyes widened. "Hoy, Darren, anong ginagawa mo? Ang aga-aga pa, para dyan sa iniisip mo," she said as she blushed. Malawak na napangiti si Darren. He want just to sleep beside her, but he can't help not to tease Marley. "Tell me what I'm thinking right now, Marley," he dared her. Napalunok ito. Darren's face was slowly inching closer. He braced his arms on either side of her head. Napapikit si Marley at alam ni Darren na hinihintay nito ang halik niya sa labi. Imbes na gawin ito, ay hinalikan niya lang ito sa noo. Natatakot siya na baka pag inangkin niya ang labi nito, ay hindi siya makapagpigil at angkinin ng tuluyan si Marley. Hindi niya alam kung okay ba na makipagtalik ito sa kalagayan nito. Ayaw niyang magtanong kay Luna. Maayos ang pakikitungo nito sa kanya sa harap ni Marley, pero pag wala ito ay hindi nakakaligtas sa kanya ang talim na ibinibigay ni Luna. Binuksan ni Marley ang mga mata at napatawa si Darren sa nakitang pagkadismaya sa mga mata nito. He rolled on her side and gently cupped her bulging stomach. Marley turned to her side and her back firmly pressed on his body, and Darren fight the urge to groan. His body reacted instinctively, and he knew that Marley can feel his growing arousal. Marley rubbed her body, and this time Darren couldn't help himself to groan. Pinatong niya ang kamay sa bewang ni Marley upang pigilan ang paggalaw nito. Huli na bago niya ma-realize na imbes na ilayo ito sa kanya, ay mas lalo niya itong idinidikit sa pinakagitnang bahagi ng katawan niya. "Oh fuck," he muttered. "Stop it, Marley, or you're gonna regret this," he said. Sleeping beside her was a pure torture, and take an ounce of control not to take her. But Marley's reluctance held him at bay, and he had reasons for not taking her. But Marley acting like this, it takes a patience of a saint not to respond to her, and not to take her. He's not saint, he just a man celibate for so long. "No, I want this. I want you, Darren. Please," she pled. And just like that, Darren's control snapped and immediately sat up. Darren muttered every curse he known as he removed her every clothes with care before his. He kneeled in her center, staring at her beautiful body, the body he known every inch of it, the body who had been the subject of dreams, the body who woken him every night but he's not allowed to take, and the body who's now carrying his child. It's not too late to back out, Darren said. Ayaw niyang may magbago sa kanilang dalawa ni Marley. The last few days was the best days with her. Ilang beses niya itong nakitang tumatawa. It was a rare occurrence, Marley wearing the emotions like a shield. Umiling si Marley. No, and I asked Luna about having sex while being pregnant. She said that it will ease the labor, so you see, you're doing me a favor, Darren. She smiled cheekily. Smart woman, he said before taking her mouth. Darren explored every inch of her, kissing every inch of her body and stopped on her breast, and sucked the other while fondling the other. Marley cries in pleasure, her body arcing, while Darren played his finger on her sensitive heat. Darren, she moaned. No, oh God, it's too much. Her words fueled Darren. His kiss traveled south and settled on her sensitive heat. Marley's hand fizzed his hair and Darren pleasured her. Marley arched her back, her body shake when she came. Darren climbed north and claimed her lips, tasting her natural taste. It was erotic and raw. He ended the kiss and rolled on his side, before taking Marley above her. Ride me. His voice was hoarse, and Marley immediately complied. They both moaned when he was seated inside her. He put his hands on her hips and urged Marley to move. Her move was unsure and tentative. This is the first time he let Marley on top. During the course of this relationship, he always made sure that his was on the place when he paid his visit on her womb. He hated losing control. He knows he should be the one who had a say on the relationship, and Marley was nothing but submissive. But slowly Marley getting on his nerves. His once-day visit became more than he imagined. He was insatiable when it came to her. Only her. Her moan bring his back to present, Marley bracing her hands on his chest and was looking directly at her. Her eyes was clouded with passion. Her hair was spiking in every direction, and her cheeks was flushed. Darren sat up and claimed her lips, kissing her deeply and passionately while thrusting on her soft, sleek center. Marley moaned between the kiss, and Darren stared at her while she seeked her pleasure. Darren silenced her cry when she came once again. Her center clamped her, and Darren held her and take her hard and fast. Marley leaned back, arcing her body, and Darren kissed her exposed neck. He's getting there, and Darren beat toward her neck, and shoulder met and came like never before. It took a minute before his heartbeat became normal. He stared at her. She looked sated and well fucked, as it should be. They had sex countless times, but this time is different. Maybe because he has no illusion that this is just a sex. This is more than anything that they had shared in the past. She seen the look Darren given to her after he came, and Marley wanted to hope that this is more than just scratching an itch. That is the start of something for them. But even after the out-of-this-world sex that they had shared, the fact is that Darren is still married man. Stop thinking, Marley, and sleep. You must be tired, he whispered to her ear. Paano mo nalaman? Tanong niya. Gustong umikot ni Marley upang tignan si Darren, pero pakiramdam niya ay parang naging jelly ang katawan matapos ang ginawa nila. It was like all her energy was sucked out after that. I can feel it, and if it doesn't enough, you keep sighing, he said while caressing her belly. We shouldn't have done that, she said after a while. Akala ko ba no regret? No, I'm not having regret. Ayoko lang lumabo yung desisyon ko dahil sa nangyari. Handa na akong tanggapin ang lugar ko sa buhay mo. I was and will be just your mistress. Yes, you're just my mistress, Marley. But you hold so much power to me more than my wife. Dahil dinadala ko ang anak mo, Darren. No, hindi lang dahil dyan, sagot nito. Gustong umikot ni Marley at tanungin ito ng harapan kung ano ang ibig nitong sabihin. Sleep, we'll talk later. May kailangan akong sabihin sa'yo. Walang nagawa si Marley kundi sundin ang sinabi nito. Maging ang mga mata niya ay sumasang-ayon sa mga sinabi nito at ilang sandali lang ay nakatulog na siya. Chapter 13. Darren scanned the crowd looking for Marley. There were lots of familiar people inside the room, all of whom very taller than Marley. But he knows he can easily spot Marley. It was like he had a radar when she's near or around the premise. But so far he failed to find her. And Martin hadn't arrived yet, so it all makes sense. Kasabay niyang dumating ang kapatid at magulang. He was asked a few questions about why he wasn't with Savannah, but Darren remained tight-lipped. Soon they will know. Kaarawan ng Tito Martin niya kaya ayaw niyang maging sentro ng usapan. At may hinala si Darren na isa sa publiko na nito ang tungkol kay Marley. So that will satisfy their curious mind. Hindi niya lang alam kung ano ang isasagot nito sa oras na tanungin tungkol sa ama ng ipinagbubuntis ni Marley. They hadn't been in good terms kahit alam na ng tito niya ang hinain na divorce. And he's losing patience. Natatakot siyang maaaring gawin kapag umabot sa hangganan ang paghihintay niya. Darren wanted to skin all men in the room and remove their eyes on the socket. They didn't even hide their display of lust in their eyes. Not even the bulging stomach can't stop them. This only made solidify his decision. Ngayong ang buong buwan na ang tiyan ni Marley, ay hindi pa rin nag-aalangan ang iba na itago ang malagkit na tingin kay Marley. Paano pa kaya kapag nanganak na ito? At isipin pa lang niya na may ibang lalaki ang hahawak dito, ay makakapatay na siya. He's acting like a caveman. He doesn't care at all. Marley's body is his alone. Narinig ni Darren na may tumawag sa kanya pero hindi niya pinansin at nanatiling nakatingin siya kay Marley. Her face was obscured by a light amount of makeup. Her plump lips was so red that it looks luscious and inviting. Darren wanted to claim no scratch that. He wanted to devour her lips, not stopping until they're out of breath. And God, if it has no effect on his body. Suddenly his pants started to get tighter, and the cool air started to become warm. He wanted to drag her out of this hot and noisy setting, lay her on his bed, and claim her until they both satiated. How long? One night will never be enough, and forever will never will. Darren, stop staring at her, and be a gentleman and ask Marley to dance. Her mother's stern voice bring his back from his reverie. Tumayo si Darren at nilapitan si Marley. Inilahad niya ang kamay dito. Will you dance with me? Napabuntong hininga si Marley bago tinanggap ang kamay nito. Napangiti si Darren. He walked her to the center, passing his parents and Martin with an unknown woman. During the process, he stopped and faced Marley. He put his hands on her back and grabbed her closely, removing any doubt that he don't want to be here with her. Marley shyly put her hand on his chest and following his steps. Hindi niya makita ang mukha nito dahil nanatili pa rin itong nakayuko. They move slowly, following the slow rhythm of the music. Ang pagdikit ng katawan nila at hindi nakakatulong sa pagpipigil ni Darren para itong gatong sa apoy niya. Marley! He moaned and Marley stiffened and stepped on his foot in the process. Marley gripped his tuxedo and stilled herself. At nang magtama ang mga mata nila, alam niyang mali ang ginawa niya. Darren's eyes mirror what she feeling right now. Lust, desire, attraction, but never love. It was all lust and carnal desire. She bit her lower lip to hide the disappointment. She had no illusion when she entered this once again, but she still keeps going, hoping that one day, Darren's feeling will change towards her and love him. But it was like wishing for something that will never happen. Darren muttered something, at bago pa man maintindihan ni Marley ang sinabi nito, ay naglapat na ang mga labi nila. Sa una ay hindi siya makagalaw. Nagulat siya sa ginawa ni Darren. Hindi lang dahil silang dalawa lang ang narito. And Savannah, not to mention his parents, is here. It was wrong, yet it feels right at the moment. Darren's tongue teases her softly, bit her lips to open her mouth and accept his kiss. She felt just a moment of hesitation before she surrendered everything. For the first time, she will think of only herself, hindi sa gusto ng iba o sa inasahan ng iba na gagawin niya. She thread her fingers on his hair and tug it. Darren moaned on her mouth. They're kissing as if they're the only on the room. No expectation, no reality, no fear. Only him and her. Their last, her love. Nang maghiwalay ang mga labi nila ay pareho nilang habol ang hininga. Nagkadikit ang mga noo nila at nagkatitigan sa isa't isa. Darren smiled, and Marley was on the verge of smiling when the reality kicked in. Tinignan niya ang paligid at nakita niya ang tingin ng mga tao sa kanya. May ibang nagbubulungan, pero hindi niya kailangang hulaan ang pinag-uusapan ng mga ito. Hinanap niya ang ama, at nang makita ito ay hindi niya mabasa ang ekspresyon sa mukha nito. And Darren was beside him. Both were shocked, and Marley couldn't take it anymore. She spun and ran to the nearest door she saw. People were partying, giving her an access. While their words pierced her heart, umikot siya papunta sa garden at doon niya hinayaan ang luhang kanina pa nagbabadyang bumagsak. She cried her pain and the stupidity of her action. What was she thinking? Kissing Darren as if the man was her. Maybe because she's not thinking at all. Yan lang ang sagot sa naiisip niya. Dahil hindi niya gagawin sa harap ng ibang tao, lalong-lalo na sa harap ng pamilya nila ang ginawa niya. You really know how to make a scene. Marley's body stiffened when she heard the same voice who wake her up every night in fear. The nightmare has stopped and Marley hoped that her irrational fear will follow. But she should know that it was too good to be true. The sight of Jared in front of her sent her to full panic and the fear of losing control. Binuksan niya ang bibig, pero walang salitang lumabas. Her body is trembling, and she's now taking short breath. We meet again, Jared said and grinned devilishly. Umiling si Marley at humakbang paatras sa bawat hakbang palapit ni Jared. She willed her feet to move while trembling. She need to find help, but where? Madilim ang paligid at walang tao ang pupunta dito. Kung may mangyari, umiling siya. Hindi niya hahayaang may mangyari sa anak niya. Akala mo ba hindi kita mahahanap? Ilang taon din akong nawalan ng paboritong laruan. At ngayon na nahanap kita, kukunin ko na ang pag-aari ko. Huminto ito sa paglapit. Bumaba ang tingin nito sa tiyan niya, tsaka umiling. Nilagay ni Marley ang kamay sa tiyan na parabang pinoproteksyonan sa maaari nitong gawin sa anak niya. Pwede pa rin kitang pakinabangan kahit pa man may laman na ang tiyan mo. Ilang taon din mula nang huli kang angkinin ng katawan mo. Namiss ko ang pag-iyak mo, ang pagsigaw mo, na parabang musika sa pandinig ko. Umiling si Marley upang burahin ang alaala. Napilit nitong pinapaalala sa kanya. Nagpatuloy pa rin ito sa pagsasalita. Malawak ang ngiti sa labi nito habang pinapaalala sa kanya ang pambababoy na ginawa nito sa kanya. Ang takot na itinanim nito sa kanya sa tuwing gagalawin siya nito. At ang pag-aalala sa tuwing darating ito kasama ang mga kaibigan. Ayaw niyang balikan ang nakaraan. Ayaw niyang maramdaman ang sakit at takot mula dito. At sa oras na iyon ay pinagsisisihan niya ang desisyon. Walang makakatulong sa kanya. Not even Darren. Dapat ay umuwi na lang siya at hindi pinili ang mapag-isa. Marley, no matter how she tried to tell herself that she was strong, let her tears to sleep. She is back to hell again at hindi niya alam kung makakaalis pa ba siya. Darren alternated from running and walking. Basa ang noo niya sa pawis dahil sa paghahanap sa babaeng bigla na lang nawala na parang bula. Huminto siya nang makita ang ama at nang umiling ito at nagpatuloy sa paghahanap si Darren. Halos malibot na nila ang paligid at pati ang iba na tumulong sa paghahanap ay huminto na rin. Nagtungo ang kapatid niya sa bahay nila ni Marley. Nagbabaka sakaling umuwi na ito. Pero ayon kay Manang Rosa, ay wala si Marley doon. Maging sa penthouse ng tito niya, ay wala din doon si Marley. Sa oras na makita kita, hindi ka makakalabas ng bahay hanggat hindi walang pahintulot ko. Saad niya sa pagitan ng paghinga. Tinignan ni Darren ang malawak na hardin. Madilim ang paligid at tanging ilaw lamang mula sa maliit na poste ang nagbibigay liwanag sa daanan. Wala siyang makitang tao o kahit palatandaan man lang na may nagtungo doon. Umikot siya at babalik na sana sa paghahanap nang marinig niya ang sigaw ni Marley. Huminto siya at tinignan ang pinanggalingan ng boses. Hindi nag-aksaya si Darren sa halos madapa na sa pagtakbo. Muntikan nang hindi makagalaw si Darren sa kinatatayuan dahil sa nakita. Jared was strangling Marley while ripping her dress. Marley's voice was hoarse and full of pain. Darren's ears ringing and his blood. He strode like a man on a mission and removed Jared's body on her and dropped it on the ground. Sinuntok niya ito sa mukha at mabilis naman itong napigilan. He is a lot stronger than he thought, pero sa mga oras na iyon ay walang makakapigil kay Darren para patayin ang lalaki sa harap niya. Sinuntok niya ulit ito at tumama ulit sa mukha ng lalaki. Pilit inaalis ni Darren si Darren. Sa ibabaw nito pero mas malaki si Darren kumpara sa isa. Pinaulanan niya ng suntok ang mukha nito at kahit paman puno na ng dugo ang mukha, ay hindi pa rin tumitigil si Darren sa pagsuntok. Umalis siya sa ibabaw nito at hinila ang walang lakas na lalaki at isinandal sa pader. Nakalagay sa leeg ni Jared ang kamay ni Darren at dahan-dahang tinatanggalan ito ng hangin. He was helpless, but Darren's rage still hadn't subsided. He can kill him with his bare hands, and that's what he will do. Nothing can stop him. No one can stop him. Hindi ko alam na mahilig ka pala sa pinagsawaan na. Tanong nito at hindi kailangang makita ni Darren ang mukha nito para malamang nakangiti ito. He's provoking him and Darren admit that Jared is successfully doing so. You should hear her cry and her plea whenever I trust inside her. The tears when I taken her innocence. Such naive little girl to trust on the first time who lent her a hand. When Darren tightened his hand on his neck, immediately cutting his words. Stop it, he warned him. Jared's body shook from his laugh. He put 2 hands on Jared's neck, cutting the man's oxygen. Pinilit nitong tanggalin ang kamay niya pero mas malakas si Darren sa kanya. Dapat magpasalamat ka dahil ngayon ko lang nalaman ang ginawa mo kay Marley. Dahil kung hindi, matagal ka nang nakahandusay, bulong niya. Darren, no! Stop it, Darren! Hinila siya ng ama mula kay Jared. Nabitawan ni Darren ang lalaki at para itong papel na naglumapasay sa sahig. Nanatiling nakatingin si Darren sa lalaki. Gusto niyang bumangon ito at lumaban uli para may dahilan siyang patayin ito. Hindi sapat na nanatili pa rin itong humihinga. He should be 10 feet deep in the ground. Marley, okay ka lang iha? Tanong ng ina ni Darren. Napalingon si Darren sa ina at doon lang niya naalala si Marley. He was caught out of killing Jared that he forgot Marley. Darius, tumawag ka ng ambulansya, his mother's usual calm voice, but replaced by frantic and worried one. Mabilis lumapit at lumuhod si Darren sa tabi ni Marley. Wala itong malay at basa ang mukha sa luha. Kinuha ni Darren ang kamay nito, nakahawak sa nakaumbok na tiyan. Napakunot noo si Darren nang makitang basa ang ibabang bahagi nito. Tinignan niya ang sariling kamay, at sa tulong ng flashlight, ay nakita niya ang dugo. Mabilis na hinablot ang flashlight sa katabi at itinuon ito sa baba ng tiyan ni Marley. And Darren felt like someone punched him on the chest when he saw Marley was bleeding. Umiling si Darren, kinuha niya ang kamay nito at mahigpit na hinawakan. No! No, Marley! Please be safe! Baby, please! His voice broke at the last word. He can't lose her, them. He can't live with the fact that he lost her without telling her how he means so much to him. Marley owned his heart, and for quite some time, it keeps beating for her. If something happened to them, Darren know he will be go crazy, and probably he'll be dead.